Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going back over to the fabulous DEYA Brewing Company over in Cheltenham, and this is a look at the Just a Glimmer Pale Ale, clocking in at 4% ABV with absolutely gorgeous artwork once again from Trojanowski. So Just a Glimmer is a citra heady house-style session pale ale. This beer has bright aromatics of citrus fruits and pine, while the mouthfeel is delicately soft yet spritzy. Complete juicy deliciousness of a moderate ABV. And yeah, I already had this beer. Actually had it on tap at DEYA. And it was probably my favourite beer of the session, to be honest. It was just one of those beers that's just so satisfying to drink. So I thought I'd better get a can of it. And I think this is the beer that we reviewed on Simon's channel at Real Ale Craft Beer, where my first appearance on his channel, and I think I came across as a bit of a prick. But oh well, such is life, I suppose. I mean, I do look like a prized twat at the moment, but I kind of pull it off. Do you know what I mean? It's as ridiculous as it is. I think I kind of pull off this style. So I'm just going to own it. Anyway, so fantastic looking label as per usual. Got my DEYA glass, got my DEYA hat. It's too warm in this room to wear my DEYA hoodie, so we don't have the full circle of fanboyism. But yeah, anyway, so let's get this opened and see what we get. But yeah, before I get into it, if you ever get the opportunity to check out the premises, do yourselves a favour, because it's in the middle of an industrial estate, like a lot of breweries are, but it's really close to the train station, and it's definitely worth having a look, because the beers were just, each beer that we had was just tasting just bang on. So yeah, beer in a glass then, and yeah, it's like peach compote. It's got that sort of like slightly chalky pale chicken stock look to it. In the camera it's very vibrant compared to what I see, but yeah, it's got that lovely level of turbidness, or would it be turbidity? It's a turbid beer essentially, but yeah, it looks fantastic. It looks almost slightly like lemon curd from what I can see. I just can't believe how bright and luminous it looks on camera. But yeah, it looks fantastic, and about just shy of 2 fingers worth of a white creamy head. So let's see what we get on the nose. And what I love about this is just how gentle it is. There's no like one big bold flavour like dominating everything else. You get that beautiful combination of like the tropical mangoes, papayas, passion fruits, but then you get this lovely sort of grounded classic stone fruit character, and then just bang loads of citrus coming through. So does it actually go into detail about the ingredients, about the specific hops? But I'd imagine it's primarily a citra based beer, and you get that lovely like freshly squeezed sort of like lemon juice. It's got that little bit of sharpness from a slight lime character, but loads of blood orange, loads of grapefruit. It's like breakfast juice. You know, you hear that thrown around so much. I mean, these beers have been popular for actually a considerable amount of time now. Let's be honest, but they've been popular for a reason, because they're just absolutely fantastic. And it looks like I'm balding, so I'm going to expose more of my hair. So it doesn't look like I'm a 50-year-old man who's past his prime, although my beer gut would definitely tell you otherwise. But yeah, it's smelling just absolutely magnificent. So I think it's about time we gave it a taste. Cheers. That's really good. it's got the flavour or the texture. It's not a really big body because it's, you know, it's a session pale ale at the end of the day. So it's got that sort of, can't remember what the brand is, but I have it a lot when I'm going to work. It's sort of like that, you know, you get sparkling water when it's got like fruits added to it. That's what it's kind of reminding me of. But nice amounts of like a soft, sweet citrus character. The nose is a lot more tropical than the flavour. That tropical aspect doesn't come out as much on the taste as it does on the nose. But it still has that sort of like fruit juice flavour to it. But yeah, this is... I'm just going to take that off because I look like a price twat. But when do I not? And I look like some sort of like reject from a 70s band who you've never heard of for good reason. But in this lighting, it actually looks like I've got the makings of a beard, when if you actually look at me in person, it's patchy, it's thin, and it doesn't hide the chin very well. But back to the beer. I remember it having a little bit more of a bolder mouthfeel when I was drinking it on tap. Not saying that it's watery, of course, even though I described it as sparkling water with, yeah, like fruit juice added. But yeah, it just seemed to be a little bit more creamier when I had it on tap. But this is still tasting really good. It's so easy drinking, so satisfying to drink as well. Lovely sort of like slight sorbet, sherbety citrus characters coming through. Low bitterness on the back end. It's just one of those beers that you could just knock back can after can after can. But yeah, it's still tasting absolutely fabulous, by the way. Don't like think that I'm hating on this beer at all, because I don't think DEYA know how to brew a bad beer. But I just remember having a little bit more oomph to it when I was having it on tap at the brewery. But then again, God knows how many beers in I was at that point. So it's probably a little bit more of like a reality check drinking it like this. I mean, I've only had a couple of beers. Well, the last beer I had actually was the Tappy Pills from DEYA, and I gave that a 10 out of 10 because it was just absolutely flawless for the style, in my opinion. This, it's gorgeous, but it just, drinking it now, it seems like it's just slightly missing something to just elevate it. But for a session strength pale ale, I think it's still an absolutely cracking beer. It's got all the juice you expect. Lovely sort of like citrusy tones coming out on the back end. I don't know what that was supposed to... I don't know what images I was supposed to put in your mind with that. You know, that lovely gentle citrusiness on the back end. That's the symbol for gentle citrusiness on the back end, apparently. And I can't even say proper English. Proper English, isn't that like a rapper's name? I don't know. Look at me trying to sound like I'm cultured. But, yeah, I think that's still a lovely beer, but it's just not as good as I remember it when I was drinking it on tap. But luckily, I've got a can of Into the Haze just to sit back and enjoy, because I've already reviewed that. And I've just poured beer all over my leg. But yeah, I still think it's a terrific beer. DEYA have done an absolutely wonderful job once again. So good, so satisfying. Definitely one of the best beer breweries in the UK. In terms of a rating then on Just a Glimmer, I'm going to give that an 8.5 out of 10. Still highly recommended if you come across it. You're not going to be disappointed. And if you are, you must be a very picky individual indeed. But yeah, as far as juice is concerned, it just needs maybe a little bit more oomph to it, just in general. But what is there is still absolutely gorgeous. Rating the beer 8.5 out of 10 is no mean feat in itself, let's be honest. So yeah, definitely tasted better on tap than it does in the can. But then again, you know, I was in the middle of a session when I was drinking it, so every beer was tasting wonderful. And it still does taste wonderful, but just not as... It's just a glimmer of the experience that I had originally. Anyway, if you've tried this beer, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. I still want like 3 more cans of this right now, so I think that tells you enough. DEYA just knocking it out of the park, as they usually do. I'm glad to see them coming back in the limelight, because there was a little bit of time where nobody was really talking about DEYA, because yeah, you had the Cloudwaters and the Verdants, and even like Odyssey coming through. But I think a lot of people will agree that that DEYA are just doing an absolutely stellar job. Not only with their newer releases, but also bringing back the regular beers and still brewing those to that wonderful quality that we expect. And you know what? The one of the few breweries who actually puts a proper amount of beer in a can. So can we boycott the 440s and go full 500ml, please? British breweries. For the price you pay for them, especially if you're in that sort of area where it's brewed, the value for money is just ridiculous. I think I spent more on like the merch that I bought when I was at DEYA than I did for the copious amounts of thirds that I bought whilst I was at DEYA. So yeah, I just can't fault them. It was such a wonderful experience, and one that you should all definitely try. That would just add a bit more volume to my hair, because it looks a bit flat and redundant. I wish my stomach looked fat. Well, my stomach does look fat. I wish my stomach looked flat and redundant. Maybe I've had a few too many beers tonight, I don't know. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Are you a fan of the brewery? What are your favourite beers from the brewery? If any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed it, their link's going to be down below. And check out my DEYA playlist. Got quite a few beers up on the channel now. And yeah, definitely one of my favourite breweries. And yeah, if you don't agree, then unsubscribe. Only joking. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. I shall hopefully see you all later. Cheers.